People tend to say that you should look for new hobbies when you're in distress or when you're sad and when you're thinking about stuff you don't want to be thinking about. That's why I picked up metal detecting as a new kind of hobby, and I'll shortly explain what I'm doing in this video. So yeah, in today's video I went metal detecting at the old Röttiger military barracks, or as you'd call it in German, Kaserne, so the Röttiger Kaserne. And before I actually start into the video, I wanted to film a quick intro and talk about what the Röttiger Kaserne actually was, or when it was established, to give a little bit of background before going straight into metal detecting there. So it was established in 1938 under the control of the Nazi government back then in Germany, and it was used until 2004. It was a lost place from 2004 until, if I remember correctly, like 2018 or something, around that time, or 2017, something like that. But it was a lost place for a long time, and now they are building apartment complexes on the ground, which I'll be showing later in the video. Some regiments that were stationed or trained there were the Panzer Regiment 19, or the 19th Tank Regiment, I guess you'd call it, and the Infantry Division 69. Nice. Which I looked up, and there was no separate war crimes section in Wikipedia, and I think that's what the kids these days would call a big W, since most German infantry divisions have a special section devoted to their war crimes, which, well, is probably deserved. After the war, it was a denazification/refugee camp under the British governmental control, like all of Hamburg was. As you remember, during the Cold War, Nazi Germany was split up into 4 territories of the Allied forces, and Hamburg was in the British governmental district. Then the Bundeswehr took over in 1962 and named it the Röttiger Kaserne, which the name stayed until 2004 when it was closed down. It had its own living quarters, its own train station, and its own training grounds, which I'll be taking a look at today with my metal detector. Okay, so the first quick pit stop before I actually get to the metal detection location of the old barracks. Had to stop by Obi and get 6 liters of motor oil, because my car needs an oil change and I'm also doing that later. So a little shopping haul here and there. Yeah. Okay, actually arriving on the construction site where the old barracks are being torn down and replaced by an apartment building now. As you can see, there's a fence to the right, which is blocking off access to the building under construction. And yeah, I had to kind of record a voiceover for this because the road was noisy. But as you can see, the apartment complex is almost finished, should be finished in like 1 or 2 years. And that's the actual old barracks. As you can see, the windows are already removed. There's a lot of construction equipment standing around, so this old historical building is probably not going to be there for much longer, which I think is a shame, but I get that you need more living space, especially in a big city like Hamburg. Yep. Alright, here's some more driving. As you can see, I'm laser focused in this clip, looking in my rear view mirror, doing the over-the-shoulder look to make sure I'm not hitting any bikers. Have you ever seen such great driving? I don't think so. Alright, getting closer to the parking spot that's close to the barracks training grounds. Now, yeah, this is kind of a sketchy road, if you can even call it a road, but it's going to be a little bumpy. And I thought of doing like a Family Guy cutaway gag. That was a big bump. Where I say, like in the voice of Peter Griffin from Family Guy, "Hey Lois, this reminds me of the time where I drove a tank," and then cut away to the GoPro footage I have of me driving a BMP-1 tank. Which the person whose fault it is that I am deeply unhappy in life now gifted me for my birthday last year, or the year prior, I can't remember, it doesn't matter now. Alright, we're now getting close to the part where the training ground actually was, the Fischbecker Heide. It's also kind of near where I live, and I've been walking here like 30 minutes a day minimum for like the past week to get over being sad and lonely. So I just wanted to explain something real quick. So there's also this hangar for like how do you call it, glider planes or single engine planes, and when the weather is nice you sometimes see rich people getting out their planes, and over there is a small airfield or landing strip rather on a hill, which I think the Nazis also used in World War II as a anti-aircraft position. Alright, I don't know how good the audio is on this thing, but I've also got a fake off-brand GoPro, which was also gifted to me this year by the person who now ruined my mental state by leaving me. But yeah, I'm gonna use this for filming how I walk around here. I think it's wide angle, fits really nice. Gonna speed this footage up, I think, and yeah, I think it fits well for that. I also used it for the tank driving you might have just seen. Yeah, beautiful view, what can I say? Also, I'm using my airsoft backpack. I think there's a thing on the back, can't see it right now, but even sunny, nice. It's just 3 p.m. and already the sun's going down, so you can see it's still winter in January, who would have thought, but it's exceptionally warm here. I think this is the warmest ever recorded winter in Germany so far, since like the 1880s or something. So yeah, climate change is awesome, isn't it? But yeah, you can see the metal detector I've got is sticking out of the side of my backpack there. Yeah, I've also brought along like a small rusty shovel I found in my garden shed, and a brush, so in case I find anything cool I can brush it off and maybe take it along without, yeah, putting dirt all over my backpack, I guess. Alright, I've already realized an error I made. I should have started filming this video when it was early in the morning and not late afternoon / evening, because now the sun is blinding the camera, but yeah, it could be worse. I think it still look good if I speed up the footage. And we're also getting close to like the first thing of the training grounds, so the first sightseeing site, I guess. Yeah, that's you probably can't see it because of the sun, so I'll just try to explain it when we get there. But it's basically the road they use to drive tanks around and troops for practicing warfare here, for training. And yeah, it's still here. It's a little rough. It has been in better shape probably, at least I would hope so. But it's not like the German Bundeswehr is in good shape right now as well. So I don't know, maybe it has always looked like that. Okay, the sun's kind of behind the hill now. And yeah, I think you can now see the concrete plates of the road on the ground. Yeah. Yeah, there it is. You can now see the concrete where the tanks used to drive around. And now I just gotta orientate myself, I think that's how you say it, and find out where I am exactly on the track, because the sign isn't helpful. Also, I think there's like a path for horse riding apparently. Good to know, I guess. One thing I really like about abandoned places is the dystopian look of it. Like this abused road in the middle of nowhere in the forest. Well, it's technically not the middle of nowhere, because there are also a lot of people just taking walks in the forest here, but yeah, I just like the view of this abandoned road stuff, or abandoned buildings and whatever. I think it's great. I also want to visit Chernobyl one day, because I think that's also pretty cool, but also pretty radioactive. So Don't know if it's such a great idea, especially if I want to have kids one day. But I think this looks promising. I think I'm just gonna bust out the metal detector real quick. As you can see, I'm carrying it along, and there's this airsoft patch I was talking about. Alright, I've gotten out the metal detector out of my backpack now, and I think it's working properly. I can hear the beeping sound. I think it beeps the whole time when it's not detecting anything, and it stops to beep when it detects something. So if the needle goes to the left, it senses metal and whatever it's being pointed at. If it goes to the right, it detects something else. I think the instruction manual literally said something else. So yeah, that's very specific, I guess. There's a little path. I think I might follow that. For now, I'll update if I find anything. Okay, so far not a whole lot of stuff has happened. I think the detector didn't detect anything once even. So I don't know if that's going to be a success or not on this spot. But at least the forest is nice and calming. I think it's always nice and chill to be alone out in the forest. I don't know, just kind of relaxing and quiet. You can think about stuff, you're in nature. What could be better? And I think those might be holes from trenches that were dug here because of Bundeswehr exercises or Wehrmacht or whatever. Yeah, so that's interesting. Well, that's not metal, but I found a bug between the metal detector visor there. Well, apparently it's not made out of metal. Unfortunate. Alright, after digging around the hole where it detected some metal a bit, I found this little bracket here. This rusty old thing. I'm not entirely sure what it is. It's definitely not something I was expecting. But yeah, I found a metal bracket, I guess. First thing I ever found while metal detecting. A rusty bracket from, I don't know what it could be. Maybe I'll post it on Reddit later on r/what is this thing. Yeah, interesting. Pretty close to it. I think I found something else. At least the needle is sticking out again, and the beeping sound is gone between these two plants. So let's see if there's anything. It looks like there were trenches around here. I don't know if you can see that well on the camera, but there's a little ditch, a few little ditches, and yeah, I'm hopeful. Let's see what we got. Alright, after some digging I found that it was another piece of metal just like the other one I found before. I don't know what it could be. I don't think I've seen anything like that before. Kinda looks like a door hinge, but I don't know why a door hinge would be in the middle of the woods. If a pair of stairs appears now, like in that one creepypasta with the staircases in the woods and the demons and stuff, then I'm going to run home crying like an infant. But yeah, I don't know, maybe I'm hopeful that it's part of a tank because I love tanks, and well, this was a military training ground during World War II and into the Cold War until like 2004. So yeah, I don't know, maybe someone knows what this thing is in the comments, because I've got no clue. I'm gonna rinse it and brush it off a little more when I'm home, so maybe someone will find out. I think I'll post it on Reddit and do a follow-up in the video if I get answers. But awesome that this thing actually works. I mean, it's kind of like magic, just detecting like metal pieces in the ground deep enough that you have to dig for them. Maybe it's a piece of fence, that could also be. And as you can see, there were some roots that wanted to hang onto this bracket, but I carefully removed them. But as you can see, no plants were harmed during the making of this video. They all survived. Alright, found something else this time. Yeah, I poured some water over it and it appears to be like a coil of wires or something. Doesn't look too good or interesting.
just a bunch of wires, I'd say. Not really sure, appears to be really old and rusty. And I also apparently got part of my backpack stuck in the water puddle I created, so yeah, I hope the plants are happy about being watered, and I think I'm not gonna take this thing home because, well, it doesn't look like anything, but you can see through it, which is kinda neat, I guess. Alright, I think I just found what I was actually looking for. I'm not sure yet, I haven't dug it out fully, but there's a big piece of metal. Yep. Hell yeah. It's a big ass shell casing. No idea what caliber this is. I would assume it's a 50 cal, based on the size. When I'm home I'm gonna rinse out the bottom, but yep, that's nice. Yeah, just a big old shell casing. Exactly what I wanted to find, and I found it. But I assume this is not a World War II shell casing, but probably like Bundeswehr, maybe a Schützenpanzer or a machine gun. But yeah, nice. Actually found the thing I was looking for. Didn't expect that, but that's like really great. Yeah. Okay, I've wandered my way back onto like a small walking trail. Don't think I'll find much actually on the trail, but I wanted to take a closer look at this big ass hole. Might have been a trench as well. I assume those are trenches, might have been an explosion from World War II, because there used to be a Flakstellung, so like anti-air position all around these hills in World War II, and it got bombed very heavily by the Allies. My grandma once told me a story where she saw a Canadian or a British bomber being shot down, and when she went to inspect the burning wreckage with her brother, they found out it were Canadians. Yeah, but so there's a lot has happened in these woods. Alright, the sun is kind of starting to set now. Don't even know if you can understand me properly because of the wind. I hope so. But yeah, the sun's starting to set, so I think I should hurry up a bit to get to the bunkers, because I also want to be home before it gets dark, because I really like walking around alone in the forest when it's daytime, but I'm not so sure how much I like it at nighttime, especially because there have been wolf sightings in this area, and don't really want to meet the wolves personally. I think they're cute when I see them at the zoo, but they're big angry dogs, wild dogs, and yeah, I think even though I've been going to the gym regularly, I don't think I'll be able to fight off wolves just yet. Okay, well, walking around here, I think it's pretty slippery, so I need to watch out for that. But there's this little, well, it's not little, kind of a big kind of trench area. And it's like pretty massive and muddy, but yeah, it looks like it was a crime scene. So there's that. There's police wrappings, and that doesn't entirely fill me with confidence. There's also some rusted metal plates around. Yeah, so I'll have to hurry, especially if there's police tape here. Don't really feel like getting murdered today. Well, not entirely true. Since the whole situation I'm in right now, I kind of feel like I want to be murdered, because it feels like shit. But well, oh, this is metal. I detected some metal roof plate apparently, so maybe this is like a garbage area where people around the area threw their garbage away. Don't really think this might also be part of the roof or the same material as that, because I can stand on it and I can feel that it's metal, or at least something similar. But I don't really feel like breaking that kind of stuff, because back in the day I think people used asbestos as building material around here, and I don't really want to feel I don't really want to experience lung cancer caused by asbestos when I'm 21 years old. Don't think that's something I want, so not gonna break those. But I thought it was interesting that there's this little path here that leads to the trash heap, or whatever you would call that. And another thing I can do now is install an app to track like a few habits. I don't know if it will focus, but I wanted to go to the gym regularly, hit my protein goal, and be outside for 30 minutes a day to counter my depression. Also fix my posture with some exercises. So far I think I can cross off the being outside for 30 minutes. Protein goal I have not hit so far, and also my posture is still horrible. So a thing that kind of pisses me off, as you can see, I'm still in the middle of the woods, not far from where I last left off, but someone lost their fucking Pfand bong. So don't know what Pfand is in English, but basically you've got your empty bottles, and this guy deposited 13 bottles worth 25 cents and I don't know, one bottle that was worth 15 cents at Edeka. So shout out to the person who just threw that shit in the forest and littered, because that's kind of an asshole thing to do. Alright, I made it to the bunkers, and there's only this sign here, and it doesn't say anything about not entering the area with the fence. Yeah, I really love this dystopic looking rail on the side of the road. And there's also this. I think this was closing off the road before, but doesn't do such a great job now. Yeah, and as you can see, that area where the fences is where the bunkers will start now. There is some barbed wire on the fences, and kind of afraid that there are hunters, because I think I heard some gunshots earlier, but those might also have just been fireworks from people who can't contain themselves and buy too much on New Year's Eve. Alright, as you can see, there's the door. Appears to be closed at first, but yeah, the lock's already rusted through. I could go through there, or I can just turn around, walk a little, and then go through the fence, which is open. There's the first bunker entrance. Also full of graffiti, as you can see. It's getting kind of dark, and I'm not gonna stay here much longer. So I'll soon bust out the metal detector, so I don't feel like getting killed by pigs. There's also a lamp post, which has been disconnected, it seems like. Yep, normal lamp post. Alright, I think I have decided to hop into the trench and see if I can find anything there, because on the path it just always tells me there's metal because of the concrete. Let's see if there's anything in here, and if it's not, I'm gonna turn back because it's dark and I should have probably planned this out a little bit better, but I'm happy I found the shell casing. Yeah, didn't find anything, unfortunately. Could go down there, might be something in there, but it's getting dark and a little bit spooky, and I think for the first time metal detecting, pretty happy that I actually found something. and actually the thing I was looking for as well, and apparently also a plastic chair, or part of a plastic chair. Not too shabby. Yeah, happy with the results. Thought I would have maybe found a little more around here. I tried to climb on the roof of that thing. It's made out of concrete. I don't think it'll collapse. And yeah, maybe there's something interesting up there. Maybe not. I guess we'll find out. Okay, there doesn't really appear to be anything on top of this except for the chimneys. Yeah, I think the bunker is also filled with water. I can see water at the bottom. Well, guess the army won't be getting back into this bunker anytime soon. Oh wow, there's metal there. Who would have thought this detects metal? Yeah, it covers up the top of the chimneys, maybe to hide the smoke plumes when people were in here, and yeah, in case there was like maybe enemy air reconnaissance or whatever. Yeah, interesting stuff. There also appears to be some trenches. I think it's getting too dark to see them, but there's also a little bit of a trench system with some concrete in the middle. One there. So I'm going to say the typical airsoft player sentence. This area would be great for playing airsoft. Oh, there's a beer can down there, or a coffee cup. Don't know if you can see that, but yeah, finally found something useful.
So yeah, it's already been a few days since I actually filmed the stuff in the metal detecting video, but I've been busy with uni work since my bachelor's thesis is right on the doorstep and I kind of need to write the exposé for it. But yeah, I just wanted to make a little haul of the stuff I found in the forest while metal detecting as a little wrap up at the end. So I'm just gonna grab my webcam real quick, and that's a nice angle. Yeah, we got this 50 cal bullet. I don't know how well the camera will focus, but the 50 cal bullet casing, you can see there's a little star shape in there. I don't know what that indicates. I'm not American enough to know a whole lot about these types of bullets. But yeah, 50 cal casing, and these two door hinges, I'm just gonna call them metal brackets. This one's got a rock grown into the side of it, which is kind of neat, I guess, but I already rinsed and brushed them off. Still can't really figure out what it is. I'm just gonna guess it's some kind of bracket that was holding something together. I think that's kind of what brackets do. The other one is in slightly better condition. No rock infused to the side, but it's still just a bracket and not really something of major interest. Anyway, yeah, that was the summary, I guess, and I hope you enjoyed this little metal detecting video. I'm not sure when I'll be, or if I'll be releasing another video anytime soon, because I'm kind of out of ideas and I actually should focus on uni work. But I hope you enjoyed the metal detecting, and if you did, leave a like and subscribe if you feel like it. I don't know. But yeah, see you in the next video maybe. I don't know. I have no control over what you do.